Welcome back to another Season of Discovery video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you something that has been highly requested on my Discord and on the YouTube, which is a Season of Discovery flipping guide. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know about flipping in Season of Discovery. If you would like to learn more in depth though about flipping, you can check out my flipping guide and you also get access to my TSM groups and operations. However, let's get right into this. So first of all, you need to know how to install TSM for Season of Discovery. Now this is very easy, but a lot of people have been asking how to do this and can't figure it out. So what you want to do is you want to head over to the TSM website. You just go to Google and you can search TSM WOW and it'll bring up their website. I will put a link down in the description box to the website also. Once you're over here, you will want to create an account. Very easy to do. You just make an account. Super simple. Now once you have an account set up, you'll want to install TSM for Classic. Now a lot of people have TSM already, but they don't have it for Classic. So you got to install these two things right here, the TSM for Classic and also the TSM Classic app helper. And then also, once you've done that, you need to install the TSM app. So this is the app that is used for all TSM, but you do need to have this installed too. Now once you have this set up, what is going to happen is that within an hour or two, it's going to update the TSM app and it's going to automatically add Season of Discovery realms to your TSM app. So you don't have to select the realm and add it, it will automatically be added. So let's talk about setting up TSM for flipping. Now to do this, what you want to do first of all is you want to head over to the TSM settings and you want to create a new profile. So we're just going to create one right here under create new profile. We're just going to name it whatever we want. So flipping guide video. And now we have a brand new fresh profile. So then what we're going to do next is we're going to import the groups and operations into this part right here. So you just copy the string from the flipping guide and then you import it there and it'll bring up all of my groups and all of my operations straight into your TSM with everything set up ready to go for flipping. It has all of the different operations so you can post items correctly and at all different stack sizes, and the operations are set up so that you can't post anything that isn't profitable. Everything you post will be 100% profitable, so you don't have to worry about anything if you're a beginner. Now what I recommend doing also is resetting your data. So you want to head over to this spot right here under accounting and you want to put this to 0 and then you want to clear the data. This will get rid of any old data that you have so everything runs smoothly. Next up, you want to make sure that you have the correct settings for the TSM tooltips. Now these will show you when you hover over an item, it will show you all of the information and the price data about the item. So this is very important so you can keep track and you can figure out what items are worth buying and what the prices are actually doing. So just copy the exact settings that I have set up for the tooltip settings. So very simple, you need to make sure you've got everything selected that I do, and it's going to show you all of the important information. As you can see the market value, and you can see your smart average buy and everything like that, how much you paid for an item, how much the item has sold. So you want to make sure that that is set up properly. Next, we're going to be setting up the TSM macro. So this is a macro that you can click and it does a bunch of different features when you're using TSM. Now this makes it a lot easier and a lot quicker to, for an example, buy items and post items. So once you create the macro, it will be in your macro book and then you want to put it onto your tool, down the bottom, and you want to have a keybind for it, and you want to have the keybind to scroll wheel mouse, like on your mouse, the scroll wheel going up and the scroll wheel going down. Then what you can do is you can simply just scroll your mouse wheel up and down, and this is going to be clicking the button extremely quickly and posting the items as quick as possible. Now let's get into actually how to run a shopping scan. So with the groups from the flipping guide, you want to select which one you want to actually scan. Now you can scan all of them, but what I recommend doing is doing one group at a time. We're going to start off with materials. Then you want to click on run shopping scan down the bottom here. And this is going to scan all of the items that are in the groups. Now, once they're done, it's going to bring up a percent on the side. Now the percent is the percent of the market value. Now the market value is the average price over the past 14 days. And it's going to show you which items are actually worth buying. So obviously the lower the percent is, it means the better of the deal it is. If it's at 100%, that means that it's at the market value. Now if it's over 100%, that means it's overpriced and it is over the market value. So very, very simple. And then when you're actually doing the shopping scans, you want to click on the percent sign and it will sort it from the lowest to the highest. This way you can easily go through and you can see which ones are the best possible deals to buy. And what I recommend doing is starting from the bottom and having a look at the tooltip for each item. And then that's how you'll be able to decide if it's a good item to buy or not. So for an example, just looking at these numbers right here, like this one was, the first one was 17%, I think. It's covered up at the moment. Yeah, 17%, then 18%. So they're very, very good deals. So you want to start with the lowest percent first, and this will kind of give you an idea which are the best items to buy. Now I'll go over when buying items under the market value and doing a basic flip. So for an example, there's two here posted at 23% of the market value, which is 10 silver, and the next one is 24 silver. So what you could do is you could buy the two that are posted at 23% of the market value, which is 10 silver, and then you could repost them and flip them for 24 silver, which is 53% of the market value. So that is a basic flip and one of the best sort of flips that you can actually do. Very simple. You just need to get lucky enough to have some items posted way below the other items, basically. So you have enough profit in between to post at the next highest price and it'll still give you a good profit margin. As you can see, there's a bunch of these posted way below the market value. Now, items I prefer to buy are under like 50% of the market value. You can go up to like 70, 75%, but then you're getting very close to the market value where they should be, so there's not much room for profit. The lower the percent is, the more room for actual profit that you'll have. So you want to make sure that you're kind of sticking to items as low as possible compared to the market value. Like I said just before, anything under 50% is really worth looking at, and you want to look into that item, see if it's used at the current time, if it's a good seller, how many you need to buy of them, and have a look at all the other prices on the tooltip, so like your region market value average, and all of that, and make sure what you're buying it for is way below those different price datas, so then you know that you can actually make some decent profit off it. So what we did just there was buy a whole heap that was under 48% of the market value of the turtle meat, and now we're going to post ours all at the lowest price, which was at 48% of the market value. So moving on, I'll show you how to do this with recipes now. It's the exact same thing. You just want to search the group, the recipe group, as you can see once it's done here, and then you can go through and you can start with the lowest percent first, and you can go through and you can go up to like 50 to 75% max, and you can go through them and see if they're worth buying. And you want to see, like, do I have to buy like 20 of these to actually make a difference on the price? For example, like that one there, you had to buy a decent amount before the actual price would change. Now with recipes, you can actually buy a bunch of these if it's at a low enough price to actually buy them and make some profit. So with this one right here, we can buy all the way down to 51%. We could even buy the one posted at 51% of the market value. And then with the operations, it's automatically going to post this 150% over the market value. So you will be able to have even more profit from this. Then you just want to go through, but a big thing with Season of Discovery is that some of the items aren't actually used in the current phase. So we're in phase 1 at the moment. So all the recipes that have over 150 skill, they can't actually be used in this phase until next phase. Now, we're going to talk a bit more about investment flipping a bit later, but if you just want quick flips, you want to stick to items that are being used in the current phase, or items once we are level 60 that are used at that point of time. This way they'll have a quicker turnover and you won't be sitting on them for a while until they're needed in the game. So if you want some quick flips with the recipes, I'd recommend staying under 150 skill, because they're all the recipes that we can use at the moment. So they're going to sell much quicker than the ones that we can't. But we will talk a bit more about investment flipping a bit later on in the guide. So moving on to the BOEs. Now the groups that I've set up for the BOEs have all the best BOEs. There's no junk green BOEs. Just has all of the best BOEs that people are willing to pay a lot of gold for. And these will be relevant all the way through Season of Discovery, and they'll be used constantly. People will only really want to buy the best of the best, especially if they're going to spend a lot of gold on doing so. They won't want to be buying any young greens or anything like that. So blues and purples are the way to go when flipping the BOEs, and both BOE gear and also the BOE weapons sell really, really well. So as you can see in the background, we're buying up a bunch of different ones that are under level 25 because we're still in phase 1 at the moment. Now moving on to a different method of actually flipping, and this is going to be market resetting. Now market resetting is where you buy a big quantity of the same item all the way up to around the market value, and then you basically reset the price from being low to around the market value. Some cases you can actually reset it to higher than the market value, but for the safest market resets, I'd recommend resetting it around 100% of the market value or even below 100% of the market value. So with the lesser mystic essence right here, we're going to buy these all the way up until the market value. So we can go all the way up, and we can even buy, there's only one posted at 98%, so technically you could go ahead and buy that. That one's a bit more risky though. So what we could do is buy it all the way up to either like 80 and buy the 86 market percent. We could buy that one also. We could, like I was just saying, even buy the one that is 98% of the market value, and then we would undercut the next person, which is at 150% of the market value. So when you're doing market resets, you're basically buying all of the items out, so it resets the lowest price up to around the market value. And then this way, all the ones that we have now, we can sell these for 150% of the market value. We can make a lot more profit on every single one of the items that we just bought doing that market reset. I'll show you another example right here. We'll check out the heavy hide. So as you can see, there's a bunch posted for around 40 to 50% of the market value. So we can go ahead and buy up all of these. And we can go all the way up to 109% of the market value, or we could stop just below that, the one that was a bit below. So what you want to do is simply buy all of these up, which that is what we're going to do right now, and we're going to do a market reset on the heavy hides. So the majority of the ones that we're buying are around 40 to 50% of the market value, which is only like 2 silver, and then we're going to be reselling all of them around 4 silver and 80 copper, which is 109% of the market value. So that way we can make a lot more profit on all the ones that we brought. The smart average buy for these won't be too high whatsoever because we brought a bunch of them that was only at 40 to 50% of the market value. We'll go ahead and we'll buy the one at 90% of the market value. This means the next cheapest is a good spot to reset, which is going to be 109% of the market value, which is 4 silver and 80 copper. Now we'll repost all of them for 4 silver and 80 copper. Now moving on to investment flipping. Now this is a big thing in Season of Discovery because of the phases and how the phases work. We can basically invest for the next phase with a lot of items. So items that are easily farmed at the moment, but they can't be used in anything in the game, are the best sort of items because supply and demand will make the prices of these go down while we cannot use them. And as soon as we can use them, the prices will skyrocket because of the supply and demand. People will want these, so they'll be selling. Instead of in the phase that we can't use them, a whole heap of people are getting them and posting them, but we can't actually use them. So if you'd like to see more investment for phase 2 and the best ways to actually invest into phase 2, I do have another video on the channel which I'll link down below in the description box, and it shows you more in depth about how to do investments for the future phases. Now moving on to doing investment flipping with BOEs. So in phase 1, the max level is level 25. So anything over level 25, no one's really buying at the moment because obviously we cannot use them, but people are getting these items. So they're posting them up in the auction house and the price is just going down and down and down because no one is buying them. It's the same thing, the supply and demand isn't there, but as soon as like the next phase comes out, so phase 2, we'll actually be able to use all the way up to level 40. So all the items that were unable to use, they then will be used and sold very quickly. Same with materials, you can do the exact same thing with the materials. So for example, the vision dust, it cannot be used yet in the game for anything, but people are getting their hands on that. So what you could do is you could buy them out and you could sit on these investment flips in your bank or just in your mailbox or on an alt, and then you could wait till we get to phase 2 and then you could sell all of these for a lot of gold and a lot of profit because the prices will go up. Moving on to the next method, this is going to be sniping cheap items using the sniper feature that is attached to my flipping groups from the flipping guide. And basically it's the same sort of thing as doing a shopping scan, but it's going to pop up items live. So if someone posts an item right now that is below 100% of the market value, it's going to pop up on the auction house. Doing this, you can actually buy some of the best deals possible before anyone else has a chance to actually buy them. Because people will be waiting for a shopping scan. Even if they did a shopping scan the exact same time that you ran a sniper scan, you're going to be able to see it before them because this is live when you're doing the sniping. So as soon as someone posts them and it meets the criteria of the operations, it's going to pop them up on the screen. You can quickly go ahead and buy this. Now there is a little bug that is happening with TSM. Every time you buy an item, you will have to reload, but you just make a /reload macro and use it after every single time you buy an item. Now moving on, how to actually post the items correctly. So let's go ahead and grab out all the items that we just brought doing this video. So we'll grab these out and I'll show you how to post every single item correctly. Now you need to have TSM operations set up for this so they can actually do whatever you set them to actually do when posting. You don't want to use the basic default TSM poster because it won't be posting them at a profitable price. So if you have the flipping guide and you've imported the groups, you don't have to change anything. You don't have to set up any operations. They automatically get imported when you import the groups and the operations from the flipping guide. And how I have mine set up is very beginner friendly. You basically just post, you select every single group and you post, and every single time that you post, the operations are made and designed very beginner friendly, where that every single time you post an item, it's going to be at a profitable price at the minimum, and it goes all the way up to really, really good profit margins. So it's super simple if you have the flipping guide. Now if you don't have the flipping guide, you will need to play around with it and learn how to post items at a profitable price, or check every single item just to see if it is profitable for you. But most people that are watching this are going to already have the flipping guide. So all you got to do is just spam that TSM macro and post everything up on the auction house and let the operations do their things. Now down the bottom, you'll be able to see that it says not enough in bags, and that is perfectly fine because we have the operations set up to post at different stack sizes. It just means for that specific stack size, you don't have enough to post, say like a 20 stack or a 10 stack. But that is perfectly fine. I had a few people asking about that from the flipping guide, and that is perfectly fine to see that. You just keep on spamming the macro and posting, and it's going to post everything that it can post, and you'll basically end up with no items left in your bags. So don't worry if you see not enough items in bags. That just means it's doing the correct job, and everything will be posted in your bags if you just keep on clicking post, and it'll post them all at the correct stack sizes. And we're also posting for only 2 hours. Now we're posting for 2 hours at a time for one main reason, and that is to save gold on the deposit cost. Because in Classic, the deposit cost can really add up very quickly. So that is why I prefer to post it every 2 hours. Now moving on to cancel scanning. This is even easier if you have the groups and the operations from the flipping guide. You select all the groups, you just click on run cancel scan. It's going to go through all of the items, anything that you've been undercut on. It's going to allow you to cancel this item, them items. So you just want to wait for the cancel scan to complete, spam that TSM macro. It's going to remove all the items that you've been undercut on. Anything that is below a profitable point, it will have you just leave them on the auction house. Now this is a really good reason for two main reasons. People will end up buying the items below yours, and then eventually yours will be the next in line to sell if it's below your minimum profit. So you don't need to worry about having items left on the auction house that are below the minimum profit. And then also, because we're using stack sizes, sometimes people will even buy your items because they're the correct stack size than other people that are cheaper, but they're only posting like one at a time or something like that. It's not the correct stack size for the people that they want. So I've found even if my items aren't the cheapest items, because I'm posting them at a profitable price for me, people still end up buying like my stack sizes because they want a specific stack size, or they don't want to waste time buying like 40 items one by one. They just want to buy 2 stacks of 20, and that is where the stack sizes really come into play. So it's very easy to do the cancel scans. I'd recommend doing the cancel scans maybe once an hour or every now and then. But that was it for the flipping guide. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel for more flipping and gold making videos for Season of Discovery. And now, if you would like to learn more in depth about flipping in Season of Discovery, you can check out my flipping guide. Now this also works in Classic Era, Classic Hardcore, and Season of Discovery. So you'll get my import groups for TSM, so you can import these groups and operations straight into your TSM. It's very easy to do, like I showed at the start of the video, and then you can just import them and you're ready to go and start flipping in Era, Hardcore, and in Season of Discovery. And also, if you get my flipping guide, you get access to a private Discord where we help each other out with flipping. So if you have any questions whatsoever about flipping, you can jump over in the private Discord and I'll give you a hand personally myself, or there's a bunch of other people that know what they're doing with flipping and they'll be happy to help you out also. So the link for that is the first link down below in the description box if you want to go ahead and get a copy of the flipping guide. But that was it for this video. If you enjoyed, please hit that thumbs up and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.